Hello everyone, how you all doing out there? Welcome to another edition of the Arsenal Future podcast. For yours truly, Chris from Arsenal Future. And don't forget, if you're new around there, do the usual. Like the videos, because YouTube loves when you like videos, so they can share it out to wider audiences and to the world. And of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We want to say thank you to those of you who have subscribed thus far, and so on, and like the videos, leave your comments and share our videos. And we're here to talk briefly about Bukayo Saka. And I just want to say, this is my 2 pence, because we have been talking about it. I've heard lots of other content creators and other football channels, even sports channels and channels in general, talk about the racism and the singling out that Bukayo Saka receives from the English media and certain sections of the English fans as well. We all remember 3 years ago, the last Euros, which was hosted over here in England. We remembered all of that. Well, actually, I think the last Euros was around Europe, wasn't it? It wasn't just in England; it was around Europe, because I think it was a bit open because of COVID. And so, anyway, long story short, remember the barrage of racism abuse that Bukayo Saka got. But it wasn't just Bukayo Saka; it was also Jadon Sancho as well as Marcus Rashford. And ironically, those two former ones, of course, Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford wasn't in the squad for these Euros. Bukayo Saka is, and so far for me, he's been England's best player so far at these Euros, along with Mark Gehi, another black player. But we're just saying that, I'm just here to say that, let's leave off Saka, ease of Saka. I remember there was a friendly before the Euros against Iceland, wasn't it? And then there was a big headlines at the back of the newspaper saying black ice, and then Bukayo Saka only came on for a bit, and then he was, he was sort of like singled out and blamed for England losing, and they lost 1-0 to Iceland. And these are the sort of things that, as a black player, you've got to go through sometimes. I'm not saying that it's totally widespread, but all I'm saying is that it does seem like when you're playing for England and things go wrong and you're black, you are easy to be singled out more than the white players. I remember years ago, I was young at the time. Actually, my father told me, I think it was back in 1982, because I was a bit too young. I never really got into football until the late 80s. In 1982, I was a baby, literally a baby. I was about 3 or 4 years of age in 1982. And I remember, my father told me that Cyril Regis, the late great Cyril Regis, received a bullet in the post from a racist England fan. A bullet, he received a bullet through the post. Obviously, the bullet was put in an envelope, or maybe it was put into a parcel of some sort. But what we do know, and I remember that, the media, my dad told me, the media, it was a big thing in the media in 1982, that at the time, Cyril Regis was a very prominent football player, black player, played for West Bromwich Albion, and for Coventry, and for Aston Villa, and for Wolverhampton Wanderers. He played a lot in the Midlands, mainly. And he was one of England's first black players, a top striker in his day. And he received a bullet through the post. And these were the sort of things that was going on at that time. That was 1982. I would like to believe that we've moved on from 1982, but sadly we haven't. We saw 3 years ago, and the last year, as we just talked about at the top of the stream, that the top of the podcast, that the racism that Bukayo Saka and others get is just really, really, profound. I seem to remember also John Barnes. He was playing, I think it was a derby, Liverpool v Everton, because of course John Barnes played for Liverpool, and of course Everton as Liverpool's city rivals, like the Merseyside derby. And I remember I used to, when I was younger, I used to buy the Match and the Shoot newspaper magazines, football magazines, Match and Shoot and the World Soccer. And I remember it was a Match. I remember seeing a picture, a caption of John Barnes trying to balance a banana skin. Sort of like juggle it with his foot. I don't even know what it was, because I was a bit too young at the time. I was probably about 10, 11. And then it wasn't some years later that I read some more about this. and I got to realize that was all. It was all to do with racism, because racist people believe that black people are monkeys, or we look like monkeys, and so what they, monkeys like bananas. So a racist fan from the stands hurled a banana skin at John Barnes, if to say, "Here you go, monkey, have that." And Barnes was a very skillful player, and he just juggled the banana, but the caption had the banana in his foot. I didn't know what it was all about, and then afterwards, some years later, I got to read. I got to read what it was all about. It was all into, to do with racism and those connotations. And I'm just saying that Bukayo Saka's a good boy, a very, very good boy. Church going, coming from a strong Christian Nigerian background. You never hear anything bad about him. All the players love him. The white players love him. The black players, all the players love him. They haven't got nothing bad to say about him. It's all glowing references about Bukayo Saka. I remember even Declan Rice was saying that he loves him, and so on. Jack Grealish, I know he's not in the squad, but in previous squads before said he loves him. James Madison's another one, and then of course Mikel Arteta, Arsenal's manager, adores him. Nobody has a bad word to say about him. And he comes across so humble. Nobody has a bad word to say about him. He comes across so humble in his interviews. You can tell he's quiet. You can tell he's a bit shy as well. He's non-threatening. I don't think Bukayo Saka would say boo to a goose. I think if there was an ant crawling around him, he wouldn't kill the ant. He'll probably pick the ant up and hold it in his hands like that, and probably pick it up gently and let it crawl back to where it comes from, to its hole or something. So for those people out there who are giving Bukayo Saka a bad, some sort of bad rep, the media, the fans, society, just lay off the man. We call him the star boy. He's a young player, 22 years of age. England are now in the semi-finals because of him, mainly because of him, and also because of another black player, even though he's mixed race. Trent Arnold-Alexander, scored the winning penalty against Switzerland at the weekend. Not the week, yeah, the week. Where was it? Yeah, the weekend, wasn't it? Yeah, the weekend, Switzerland, to put England through to tonight, because the game is tonight, to tonight's semi-final against the Netherlands. I still say Holland because they're old school, but the Netherlands. So we're just saying that back Bukayo Saka, even if you don't support Arsenal, back him. He's a good boy, and he came back. He bounced back so well from that racial abuse he received 3 years ago. He came up and he took his penalty in this penalty shootout against Switzerland. And he banged it in, and when he got up to take the penalty, I was thinking to myself, "Don't miss this, please, Bukayo. Please don't miss this, because you know what's going to happen if he missed it. What would happen 3 years ago will resurface again, and then he might not have been to more of an extent as he did 3 years ago, but you just still got in some sections of the fans and the media would have been on his case again, and we didn't want that to happen again. So we were hoping that he scored his penalty, And when he did, I was so happy for him, and not because I'm an Arsenal fan. This is an Arsenal channel. We just want the best for him, and so I'm not really an England supporter. I think you guys have guessed it now. I'm not, even though I was conceived over here. My parents are Jamaican, so I'm a Jamaican. I support the Reggae Boys. So England are playing tonight. I don't really feel anything. If they get to the final, I'll be happy for them. I really would be happy for them. Because I'm still here, and so. But I'm above it. I do like Holland, because when I was growing up, Holland was one of my idols in the 80s, the late 80s, early 90s. So I've got a soft spot for Holland. And I like Spain. I thought France was going to make it. We're going to do a bit of a roundup of the Euros down the line when it all finishes sometime next week. I'm going to give you my team of the Euros as well, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this and great content around involving Arsenal and football in general, but predominantly it's an Arsenal football channel. So please subscribe to this channel for more content. And don't forget to smash the likes, because the likes help us to grow as a channel. We want to grow. We want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. At the moment, we're on about 25, 26, which is poor. But, we're going to try and put the work in to ensure that we get to 1,000 subscribers. We need your support. And when things start to work out for us, then we'll start to, give out. We'll start to set some competitions because we've got things to give away. We've got prizes we want to give away from some of our sponsors, and so we'll try and do that. So once again, this is just about Bukayo Saka, to back him, to lay off him. And he's come back. He's a strong. He might be shy. He might be young, but he's very strong. Took his penalty. He scored that wonderful equaliser for England against the Swiss. England looked like they were going to go out, and within a few minutes, he bang 1-1, and he could start again tonight because he's that sort of player. He's clutch. A lot of Arsenal fans saying that he hasn't played well. Probably out of all the seasons he's been playing for us, last season was his worst because he's the most quiet. The most quiet season he's had was last season, but he still scored, I think, 16 goals for us. So he's more like becoming like a clutch player. Okay, so we just want, and we saw what Lamar did for Spain last night against France, that wonderful equaliser. But we're going to talk about Lamar soon. We're going to do a post dedicated to the young 16-year-old very, very soon. We need to talk about this kid because he's great. One of the best young players I've ever seen. But look out for that. As I said, subscribe. Don't forget to turn your notification bells on so you can get our latest uploads when we go live. I don't think we're going to be going live for now. I don't think we're going to do tonight's game live because we haven't got a very strong Wi-Fi connection at the moment. We're working on it, but it's not easy. Where we're located is difficult, but we're going to try. And of course, yeah. And so we're not going to do tonight's game live. I don't know if we could do the finals. I might have to leave my home and go to my friends and set up. It's going to take a while, but whatever happens, don't forget to check out our Instagram page. The links are in the description down below. You can also go to our channel biography and you can see the link there. You can just click on it and it takes you right to our Instagram page. We don't really work on Facebook much these days. We're not on Facebook, we're mostly Instagram. We're not on X, Twitter much either. Mostly Instagram. So check us out mostly on Instagram, okay? You look after yourselves. Enjoy the game tonight. Holland were my dark horses. And I got a feeling England might just do it, but I will not be surprised if Holland actually beat them. But I'm going to go for 1-0 to somebody. It'll be 1-0 to either to England or either to the Netherlands. I could say Holland. So I'm old school, so I can get away with it. So for me, it's either 1-0 to the Netherlands, stroke Holland, or 1-0 to England. I think there'll be one goal in it, and that will win it. Okay, and I don't think we'll go to extra time. I think somebody will win it in 90 minutes. 1-0 to either whatever side. For me, the best side will win the match. I believe so. I'm just starting to shade it to England, but we'll see. England got a better midfield than Holland, so we'll see what happens. You take care. Don't forget to smash the likes on this channel, subscribe to the channel, and help us to grow. And as I said, just back Bukayo Saka, leave off him, and encourage him. And we say to the media, just ease off, not just Bukayo Saka, but all the black players that you like to criticize. Just ease off them. Yeah, you take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you very soon with another great upload and another great piece of content on this YouTube channel. Arsenal Future. Take care. Bye for now.